Hey!
Hello.
This is Deep College Thoughts.
Welcome back to Deep College Thoughts, guys. Before we get started with today's episode, I just wanted to say thank you to Fatima and Professor Williams for being on our past two episodes. Thank you so much for coming on, taking time out of your day to just be a part with us and do what we did, you know? Thank you so much. Now, to start it all off, we haven't started off with a game time in a minute. So, do you want me to do it?
Alright, so the game time is debate club. So we're basically going to be debating freedom of speech versus hate speech. And so the prompt is kind of to explore the boundaries of freedom of speech and the challenges of regulating hate speech in the context of online platforms and public discourse. So, do you want to start, or you want me to start?
I mean, I'm all for freedom of speech, but I feel like with freedom of speech comes hate speech.
Right, so I feel like it's one of those things like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Right, so it's like hate speech is using your freedom of speech, but
you're using it in a bad way.
Yeah.
Where you're going against people, or a group of people, or a race, or a religion, or whatever the case may be, but you also still do have freedom of speech. Same thing with freedom of religion, and basically your First Amendment.
So I feel like hate speech has changed a lot over the past couple of years. Obviously, there's always been hate speech. Typically towards the black community. But recently, we've been seeing the rise in anti-Semitism and the rise in Asian hate that really came with the COVID virus in 2020. So I definitely do see that. Now, people are more public with their hate now, but it's not necessarily public as in going out and protesting. There are a lot more protests, but there's a lot more online. People hiding behind a screen saying things that they would never say to someone's face. And I feel like, obviously we've talked about this in a past episode, like social media is good and bad. It's good, it has its good and bad aspects, and I feel like that's one of the bad aspects. Anybody can get on there and say whatever they want to say, and they might be affected, they might not.
Yeah, and that really affects, I know for me growing up north in Connecticut, everybody's straight up forward, everybody's more blunt than here down in the south, which, I mean, everywhere you grow up is different, so obviously there's going to be different things, but that was one of the big things that I had to realize is that, wow, these people are not straight up as they usually are, and now with social media, people are less likely to be more straight up and just tell you how it is, because I can tell you whatever I want to tell you and piss you off behind a screen.
Right.
So it's like, you have this platform that was made to be good and show all the positive things that it does show sometimes, but you're always going to have the hate within the good that brings you down.
True.
So I mean, you do have your freedom of speech, but with your freedom, there's always going to be hate or something negative to drag you down. And I feel like that goes with anything positive in your life. Like, when life gets a little too good, you're like, You're like,
no, seriously, what's about to happen?
No, but that's literally the truth. Like, life gets too good or something gets too good, where now you have to realize and put into realization that, okay, now what's gonna happen?
And I hate that we live in a society like that, where good things can't happen to you, or you feel like something bad's gonna happen, or you feel like, oh, somebody just got me a gift. No, I don't want people to get me a gift. This is so no, I'm gonna be in debt to them for the rest of my life. No, literally me. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay.
But yeah, and I feel like that's just how it is. Now, to move on with our topics that we're going to talk about, we're going to run you through a day in our lives as a college student. I have posted a day in my life. I think it was on a Tuesday or Thursday before our first episode even came out. It's on Instagram and TikTok if you guys want to check it out. But now we're actually going to sit here and talk about it and what it is to be a college student for a day.
And if you're watching this episode on Monday, then mine went out the past, Friday. That went out Friday.
So,
You want to start?
I'll start. So, every day from Monday to Friday is a different day. You might have a schedule, but your schedule is always going to continuously change, which could be good and could be bad depending on how you take it as a person. So, like my Mondays, I only have one class. So sometimes I have meetings on that day, or I try to do whatever I can mostly on that day, or I try to do my online class, which is bio. So I try to get as much done as possible. And my one class is only a 50-minute class, so it's not even that bad. Tuesday I have 3 classes, which are Tuesdays and Thursdays are the same. And those are my worst days. I feel drained after class. I don't even want to do work after class. I have bio lab, then I have psychology, and then I have an English what is justice course. And I'm in class from 11:30 a.m. all the way until 4:45 p.m. So that whole day I'm going back to back from classes. I have like an hour break in between one of them, but during that break I go to the library to get my work done. So it's like I'm always on the go. Wednesday I have my English class again from Monday, and social work. Social work is a 3-hour class. And don't get me wrong, I love that class. I'm a major in social work. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, I'm in this class for this long. But actually, you get that one-on-one time with the professor that I didn't think was gonna happen at the beginning of the semester. And I actually taken this course, and now I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This, like, I've signed my name off. This is what I'm doing. And then Thursday is the same as Tuesday, and then Friday I have one class, and then we have to record the podcast. So that's basically a week of my schedule, and you're probably like, how do you turn in all your 23, 30 assignments? I don't know. I just get them done. You seen my planner?
With some tears.
Yeah.
Some tears.
We cry about it. We
Little
laugh
bit of
about it. We
a lot
complain.
of complaining.
That's just life. What is your schedule like, Kayla?
So, I only have 4 classes during like this semester because I took 3 over the winter, so that does count for my spring tuition. So my Monday, Wednesday, Friday pretty much the same. I have Spanish and Soc. Soc is virtual on Fridays, which is, I really like that. So like after my first Spanish class, I can just come here. That's what I do and set up. But on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's pretty much the same. You know, I wake up at like 6, 7, and then I start getting ready for my day. I like to get to my classes early because I'm going to say this, and I feel like only college students are going to know about this. If you sit in my assigned seats, no. We are going to have beef for the rest of the semester. So I try to get there at least 30 minutes early just so I can make sure nobody sits in my seat, because we've established where we sit since day one. Why is you're just coming to this class for 7 weeks in? Don't sit in my seat. Anyway.
I do the same thing. But I show up like 20, 15 minutes early. I don't know about the whole 30, because baby, sometimes the classroom has a class in it and I gotta sit outside or wait outside.
I've never encountered that.
Oh, me today.
But then on Mondays and Wednesdays still, I'm done by 12, and then after that, so my first class starts at 10, and then I'm done by 12. And so after that, I normally go to the library and do some work, or go back to my room and do some work. Now on Mondays, we upload the podcast, so we'll do final run through. We'll sit down and we'll watch the podcast to make sure everything is okay, and we'll upload. Then my Tuesdays and Thursdays, my classes run from 9:30 to 12:15. I have social deviance and psych. And those are my favorite classes. Psych can get a little long, it drags on, but it's a nice class. Social deviance is definitely a good class. If you have anything like that at your school, I definitely recommend taking it. And then, like I said, my day is done by 12:15 on those days, and then I have work, and I normally work until 5, except for on Fridays. So that's what I do.
Yeah, you're always doing something. You never have a break.
And work is something new every day. I work at student support services. We help people who are struggling academically, financially, just different problems. And so different people come in there throughout the day. And some days it's quiet, some days it's hectic, but I really like it.
So, technology to have/bring to campus as you're being a college student. I feel like on the first episode, we kind of talked about what to bring, but not really technology-wise. I'm actually saving up to get a MacBook from the Apple Store, not secondhand, like Kayla.
Okay, pause. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to my MacBook. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to my
Story
MacBook.
time!
I was editing the podcast.
First episode, by the way.
First episode. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to download the podcast from the editing software. All of a sudden, my MacBook kind of explodes. And my MacBook has not been the same since. Now, I don't want to start beef, but I have always liked my Chromebook more than my MacBook. I said it. But my Chromebook's also bigger. And
Than your MacBook? Yeah.
My MacBook is nice, and it still works. The fan just runs a little bit extra.
Yeah, after it exploded.
It doesn't move slow. After I tried to edit the podcast, it started moving slow or whatever. But now it moves fine. It's the same pace. It just, the fan turns on more.
So yeah, but if you have a Chromebook or a Microsoft computer or a MacBook, those are probably the best technology. Now, if you're used to an iPad, probably get a keyboard to attach to your iPad, just because there are a lot of papers that you're going to be typing. If you take notes and you like to use an iPad, I know that Kayla said on the first episode, note-taking is different than on paper than on technology. So if you're a note-taker that's always been on paper, don't try to get an iPad. You're not going to like it, or maybe you will like it, but don't try to waste bands at the Apple Store,
right,
when you could just get an old $1.25 notebook from the Dollar Tree or from Walmart to take your notes like you have been this entire time. I know for me, I take notes on paper. The only way I use my Chromebook right now is for any online assignments that I have to do. It moves a little slow, and my paper that I just turned in for social work, she's gonna deduct 5 points. My introduction paragraph, when I switched it to Word, because she said to turn it in on Word, moved to the cover page after I turned it in.
See, my Chromebook doesn't do that. I don't know.
So
I don't know.
I know I'm gonna get deducted 5 points, but it's okay. It's just 5 points.
You're gonna make a 100 anyway. You're only gonna get a 95.
Yeah.
Girl math.
So yeah, it all depends on you. I would also say do your research and actually go to Best Buy, the Apple Store, Walmart, or wherever you're thinking about getting your technology, and actually see if they have one out that you can play around with, figure out, see what you like, what you don't like. Also talking to people that maybe that have that technology to see their opinion. If you guys want to reach out to us and DM us on Instagram about I know Kayla has a MacBook, I have a Chromebook, so we can kind of help you out. If you're thinking about Microsoft, we can maybe help you out and get your research.
I also have an HP. So
Yeah.
I really like HP. The only thing is they are expensive. They are expensive. Okay, so another good piece of technology to bring are AirPods or some type of headphones. I know that I use Apple, so I have AirPods. You don't have to get AirPods because they are expensive, but if you do get AirPods, even though they are the most expensive ones, the AirPod Pros are genuinely their best set. And I think that's why they're the most expensive, because they are the best. Wired headphones are okay too. I know that I have like a pair of wired, like a headset. So like when I'm really deep in concentration, trying to like study, that I'm, noise cancellation, sound off. This is an obvious one, and I feel like most people don't live without it, but a phone.
Yeah.
Like, a phone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone. It doesn't have to be the newest Samsung. It can just be one that you get from, like, Straight Talk at Walmart.
Flip phone, it don't matter. As long as you got something, because you're going to be on campus, and you never know what can happen on campus. If you need to call 911 and it's an emergency or anything, like, you need to at least have some type of communication.
And then to check the bus schedule, because we have buses here that run around campus. So the bus schedule will be on the app on your phone. So it's like, if you can just get like the most basic smartphone, that will work for you. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah, and I have Beats. That's what I use. I have the earbud ones. I love their noise cancellation because you can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
And they have you can turn the noise cancellation off. And I like it just because they come in a case. I can go like 2 days without charging the case and they still are charged and I can still use them. And I would say an Apple Watch if you're more on your fitness, going to the gym, walking around campus, and you want to be fit.
Or a Fitbit.
I have an Apple Watch.
Me too.
Water resistant is really good.
I don't trust it, but
I've taken a shower with it. I took a shower with it on this morning.
Oh,
I
Lord.
fell asleep with it on. Took a shower with it on.
Okay.
It's still working. It's still good. So you never know. And I also like it just because if you're in a class where like your phone can't be out, because yes, your professors still tell you to put your phone up.
Yeah.
So if you like your friend's texting you, oh, I want to go to the caf after, or want to meet at the library, you can just text okay on your watch, boom, bam. You never had to take out your phone.
Unless you're drawing like me. I just found out she has the type.
Yeah.
She has a little
Keyboard.
keyboard. I'm over here drawing letters.
I have the Series 7 when it first came out. I saved up from working and I bought it. So
I have one that my granny got me for Christmas. Love you, Granny. I don't know. I've had my Apple Watch for so long.
it tells you on the back of it.
Oh.
You didn't
Look,
know
it's gonna
that?
leave a spot. Okay, see? Oh, I have the SE.
Oh, that's
There we
yeah.
go. There we go.
So yeah. Okay, now to move on to our next topic. You want to say this one?
What to wear on campus / have one nice business outfit.
Nobody cares what you wear on campus.
So don't you see what I'm wearing right now?
You see what I'm wearing right now? Like, nobody cares. Now I would say to please have at least one business outfit, especially if you want a job on campus and you have to go in for an interview.
Right.
Like, yeah, they know you're a student, but like you never know, especially if it's in like your major.
Yeah.
You at least want one nice business outfit. And people go to class in their PJs, shorts when it's cold outside. Nobody really cares what you wear as long as you're not naked.
The shorts when it's cold outside is crazy.
Yeah, and they have a hoodie on.
Yeah, like shorts and a hoodie and flip flops. It's raining, and I've seen people wearing flip flops.
Yeah.
But I agree with the have at least one nice business outfit. I know, like last semester we did ethics bowl, and I had like one nice dress that I wore. And I just kind of keep it on campus if I ever need it. If I don't need it, I don't need it. If I do need it, it's there.
Yeah.
So
And
also,
it's at least just one outfit, so it's like you can wear it multiple times because it's not like you're wearing it every day.
true.
you know, like, nobody's gonna remember the last time you wore that one outfit.
And also, I don't know if all campuses do this, but our campus has a closet where like you can go pick out stuff for free. So if you need a business outfit, I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this in an episode before, but if you need a business outfit, then you can always go look at your school resources, because I'm pretty sure there will be somebody there to help you.
Yeah, isn't it the WGSS
Mhm.
closet?
WGSS, Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies.
Yeah, they have a closet here on campus, and you are allowed to donate clothes for it to help others, and you're also allowed to take something if you need it.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, because I did a whole paper research assignment on their closet and found out a whole bunch of resources and stuff. And it's really nice that here as students, like, we can donate to help other students on campus, not even knowing that that's on campus. So it's really good to know those resources on campus.
It is.
Okay, so being creative, having creativity, and thinking outside the box as a student and as a person. For me, at least, I feel like the podcast was my little, let me think outside the box. I need to vent, I need to get my emotions out, I need to give people advice, I need my voice to be heard, I want to be heard. So when you're doing an assignment, or when you're being just a regular human being on earth and you want to be heard, you want to do something that's passionate, what I try to do is I take a lot of advocacy courses because I'm very passionate about that, and I try to make my assignment based on something that I'm passionate about. So my last paper, for example, that I just turned in was about the power outages in Puerto Rico that have been happening since Hurricane Maria. I'm very passionate about it. I'm Puerto Rican, there's a problem, we need a solution. So it's like, you can't really fix the problem, but you can show your emotions to then think outside the box and be like, oh, this was a class assignment. I would have never thought I could actually put my emotions on the table and actually talk about a problem that I want to solve one day. Where it's like, you could take these courses and let your voice be heard. Or you can make a podcast. You can let your voice be heard. Create a little Instagram, TikTok, let your voice be heard, just be yapping like we do, and do stuff like that. Join a club. A club is where you get to meet people and you get to have, oh, this dude has the same thing that I want to do, let's meet up, let's switch contacts, let's do what we got to do. So it's like, always think beyond what you want to do. Think like, okay, this is what I want to do, what else can I do after this? I'm always thinking 2 steps forward from where I should be thinking, which is a problem sometimes, but it does benefit you at the end.
I agree with Jody and a lot what she said. If you take the time to make what you're doing interesting or creative, then it'll be like a lot less work to you and a lot more fun. So what I do is, anytime I'm given like the chance to do creative writing, I love creative writing, and I did a lot of it last semester. I'll take a worldly problem, make a fake situation out of it, a fictional situation, and it still connects to what's going on. So I think I did one about the people storming the Capitol. And so I took that situation, but I placed it in like not on Earth, like it happening in a different society. But I still like made it pertain to like the real life situation. So I think that if you can take something like that and take something that would normally be boring, like, oh, I don't want to write this paper, and turn it into something that you like, then you'll get through it, you'll be motivated to do it, and you won't get the 0, because a lot of people just be taking the L.
Yeah. And it's also asking your professors, because I know for my Professor Williams class that was on the podcast, for her advocacy writing course, she's always willing to see, okay, well, what topics do you guys want to write about? Like, what do you guys want to do? And you can always go up to your professor and be like, hey, I didn't like any of the topics you had on the assignment for us to do. Do you think I could write you an email on something that I want to write, or give you a little prompt and we could work something out? And it's like, okay, well, now you're caring about your assignment, because obviously you went to the professor, you want to change it, you want to get help. So your professor's probably 99% of the time probably going to change it just for you, unless they're just being one of those professors that are like, oh no, it's already stated, it's my rule, you can't go against it. But
or unless it's like, I know a lot of the lower level courses here, it's not set by the professor like the standard, it's set by their director. So unless it's something they can't change, most professors are willing to work with you.
Yeah.
So our next topic is side hustles. Now, don't do anything illegal, but
Oh.
there are some people on campus who do write papers for other people. And I'm pretty sure that's against the academic integrity code or whatever. But what isn't against academic integrity is editing people's papers. And I've done it before. I've like looked over somebody's paper and they were like, hey, I'll give you $20 to look over my paper or whatever and just make some edits and, you know, whatever. And I did it. And I made a quick $20 and it was good.
Well, it's also that like you're just viewing their stuff. You're not writing it for them.
Yeah,
You're just
no.
fixing whatever they need help with. So that's the difference between having somebody write your stuff and asking for an extra set of eyes on your paper.
And this person had to state that they had somebody, you know, edit their paper.
Yeah.
Like it was in their outline. Well, not their outline, their bibliography at the bottom, like their references and stuff. But I think that's a cool little side hustle if you're good at writing or something, or like tutoring, you know, that's really good. Like if you're good at a certain topic, then if your tutoring lounge or your tutoring place at your campus doesn't offer what you're good at, start your own little side hustle. Start your own little business. Be like, hey, they don't offer tutoring for Latin here, but I'm good at Latin. I can do this. And then start tutoring people. Get your money.
I also see a lot of there's a girl that sells press-on nails here on campus. That's her little side hustle. She be on College Avenue selling her nails.
Campus Friends.
Campus Friends.
I love Campus Friends.
They sell plushies and a whole bunch of Hello Kitty and stickers, pins, and stuff on College Avenue. Dang, I can't speak today. But yeah, just like something that you can make money on the side or something that you can't. Like we have the podcast, we're not making money out of this, but it's a nice little side free hustle, you know?
We're doing what we love.
We doing what we love, so that's really all I got to say about side hustles.
Yeah. I think it kind of depends on like what kind of school you go to. So we go to more like we go to a liberal arts school. That's what kind of school we go to. And so obviously we have a lot of arts here, so a lot of people sell their art. Like during the spring when it's not raining and whatever, on College Ave they'll go and set out tables and they'll sell their art. And it's really nice. I bought one. I'll insert a clip here. Okay, Per.
Okay, so our random questions for this episode are a little longer. It really got me thinking on like things, just random things to talk about really. So the first one is, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? And what would you ask them or discuss during the meal?
Are you a media race?
Yeah.
Oh, this is really hard. Because there's so many people. But the first person that came to my mind is Freddie Mercury. And I think I would sit down and I would, you know, ask him, why would I want to sit down with him? Just because I feel like he was so ahead of his time with his music. Like, obviously, like, Queen was the 70s, 80s type of band. But like who he was as a person, and like, you know, him being openly gay. Was he gay or bisexual? I think he was bisexual. I think he was actually married. I think he was like openly bisexual during that time, and for him to, you know, he died of the AIDS disease. but still, for him to like advocate for what he believed in when everyone is against you, I think that I would ask him how he did it. Like, how do you sit down and push for something you believe in when everyone is against you? Where did you get your strength from? How did you keep going? Did you have any supporters? What were your support groups? Like, how were you able to do this when the whole world is literally against you and you're so open with it, and you're going on interviews and you're saying all this stuff and you're not letting anybody bothering you? And the main thing is, what was it like when you came back home? When you, at the end of the day, when you came back home and you had to sit there in that place by yourself, what was it like? How'd you keep pushing? Because I know he was like, man, I could end it all right now. But like, I want to ask him that.
Okay, so mine would have to be, I'm doing a social work research assignment on the pioneers of social work and what kind of created social work. So my research assignment is on Dorothy Heights. So I would have to say, I would like to sit down with her, even though she passed away in 2010. She was born 1912.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I would just want to say that, like, I would literally, my reason why would have to be because of social work, but also, like, every club that she was in, the way she advocated for women, the way she advocated for civil rights, the way she advocated for all these different things that then made her go to a university and get her bachelor's in social work with her master's in psychology. So it was kind of like, I just want to know what was that like. And then I would ask her, what advice would you give me as an upcoming social worker? Just to see what she would say. But I feel like that's it. You want to say the next question?
Okay, so question 2 is, imagine you have the ability to try time travel, but only once. Where and when would you go, and what impact do you think you would have on your present and your future? Okay, so as a African American, I don't think I would go to the past. Just because, so I think I'd want to go to the future. Just to see where I'm at in life.
So then you can come back and
and make changes if I'm not like in a good space.
Not at your peace.
But if I had to go to the past, I think I'd go back to freshman year. I think I'd go back to freshman year and push myself to try harder. Because in high school,
funny because I was gonna say the same thing.
In high school, it was like, who cares? Like this is high school, whatever.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, like, because in reality, I always knew I was gonna go to college, but I was like, college. Like, I didn't start getting serious about college until junior year.
Same.
So I was like, dang.
But also COVID happened, so I feel like that just made us like, I really don't care.
Like
really,
I really don't care. And you want me to come back in the building after COVID or whatever? Bye.
Bye.
Bye. But I don't know. I think if I went back to freshman year, it would have a good impact on my life because I definitely would do everything like better. I would make straight A's. I would never skip school. I would, do my best. But if I could go to the future, then I'd come back to my present and make the changes accordingly.
Yeah, I would have to agree and do the same thing just because I'm first gen. So I feel like we didn't know what college was until we got here.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I first got here, I was just like, dang, like I really wish I did better in high school. So like I would have came in with some transfer credits. I would have done way better than what I am doing right now. Even though I made it and I'm first gen, just graduated high school, going to college, did what I had to do. But I wish I would have done better to be at a better point in my life.
Yeah.
So I would probably go back to freshman year, knowing what I know, to help my freshman year self.
Yeah.
But if not, I would go to the future, like 10 years from today and see where I'm at and what's going on, and like then come back and fix some things if I have to fix some things, or maybe change some things that I didn't like in the future, you know? That's what I would do. Okay, third question. And I kind of got this question because I was thinking about our mamas and how they need to write a book. You know? I love you, Mom, but like, you need to write a book.
I'm not a book. All I started thinking about was Twilight, not gonna lie.
If your life was a book or a movie, what genre would it be, and who would play you in the film?
Oh, wow.
What key moments or themes would be highlighted in the story?
This is a loaded question.
Yeah. You want to break it up, and you can break it up into parts, you know?
Yeah, you want to go first?
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, so if my life was a book or a movie, what genre? I feel like it would have to be like some crazy documentary. Like some, I can't even say like comedy, or like, it would be its own genre. Like it would have to be its own thing. I can't pick something that already exists because it's never gonna make sense. You get what I'm saying?
I think your life could be a found footage film. Like
Oh no! I never thought about that one. You think so?
I think if I had to make a movie of your life, it would be found footage, yes.
I probably died so
Oh
tragically.
God.
Who would play me in the film? My little sister.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my little sister. I would have her play me. What key moments or themes would be highlighted in the story? Dang, I really can't. I would want my film to have like, the one big impact that I wanted to have would probably be to put yourself first at an earlier stage in your life than later in your life, because I feel like that's something I'm still struggling with. So I would want people to watch my film and be like, oh, I'm doing that to myself too, or oh, I see that I do these things too. Let me actually do what she did later in her life, but I'm younger than her, so like I can change it now. That's like my biggest impact I would want from my film. How about you, Kayla?
If my life was a book or a movie, what genre would it be?
I feel like your life would be a book. Mine would be a movie.
Mine would be a book. It would be, you know, one of those. It'd be a YA book. It'd be a young adult like book. But I think it would be kind of like a coming of age story. Like, I think my biggest highlight would be knowing when to let go. There have been many stages in my life where I should have been like, hey, just stop it. Just let it go. Just let it go right now. Just, if it's a relationship, if it's something that's bothering you, if it's like, you know,
anything.
Literally, let it, unless it's cool, don't let it go. Let it go. Like, this is your life. This is your life. There's this one saying that I say where I'm like, I'm not going to let people call me on my phone that I pay for and let them bother me. No. And so why should I let people into my life that I control bother me? And I wish, like, at a younger age, I would have known, just let it go. Just let it go. And I don't even like Frozen, but let it go. So
I wasn't even thinking about Frozen until you said something. We gonna get so much hate.
We are.
Okay, so for the quote of the day, I picked this quote. It says, be brave enough to be bad at something new. I feel like when you're having a lot of changes in your life and you can't be stable, you need to overcome and be basically brave enough to overcome all the challenges, all the bad things that are going on. And you can't be afraid, you know? Like, you can't be like, oh, well, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to do it. Like, I always try to think, I'm not good at it, but I'm still going to try my best at the end of the day. So it's just, be brave enough to be bad at something, but also don't have a fear in doing something bad, something that you're bad at. Try to overcome it and be like, okay, I might not be the best, but I can at least try and do my part.
I agree with Jody. One thing that sticks out to me with this quote is, it's kind of like how people say, if you've never failed, do you know what true success feels like? So there are a lot of people out there who are afraid of failure, who are afraid of rejection, it hinders them in their day-to-day life. But if you never fail, then how do you know, like, oh, this is what I need to change to make myself better? Or like, oh, this is what they're looking for, I can do this. You need that negative so it can add to your positive. You need to be like, okay, so maybe I wasn't so good at this and I can improve. So I think that if you're brave enough to just take the first step, it's okay if you fail at first and you try again and you get better. And you can try again and fail again, but then you just keep building it up and make yourself better.
Yeah, I also go by like a little, take your L's as a lesson and not as a loss.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do. Like, any mistake that I make, any loss that I take, anything like that, I always try to take it as a lesson and learn from it, than actually bringing myself down and be depressed about the loss that I'm having. And I feel like a lot of people need to learn that in a way, just because you have this idea of, oh, I lost, or oh, I'm failing, and you bring yourself even more down after the fact that everything happened, when you should really be bringing yourself up and be like, oh, well, I made a mistake here and here, let me go back and let me see the mistakes that I made, so then I can learn from it, and next time this won't ever happen, or next time I know what to do and what not to do, because this time I failed. And it's not like you're gonna learn from it the first time and never do it again. You might learn from it the first time, not make the same mistakes, but you made some other mistakes that you then have to learn from again and again. So it's also that, like, you just gotta play around with it and figure it out, but definitely take your loss and your fails as a lesson and learn from it to make you a better person at the end of the day.
Song of the day.
Let's see.
I actually think the last song I listened to was in Spanish. Isn't that funny?
What?
Yeah, it was probably La Victima by Javi. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm only gonna have one song, and you already know who it's by.
It's not by Peso Pluma, I know that.
No.
Peso Pluma's coming to our area, guys.
Kayla's so excited.
I'm so excited. I want to.
You should insert the clip of Kevin Hart where he's like, I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm so excited. Anyways, if I don't get to see Peso Pluma, there will be tears.
Oh. Well, when does he come?
In April, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. So, we'll keep y'all updated in April, you know.
Oh, it was La Diabla by Javi. Okay, I was close enough.
Okay, mine is H.O.P.R. by Bad Bunny, and
Okay,
Yengo
perfect.
Flow, and Arcángel, and De La Ghetto, y todo eso. So yeah, Bad Bunny's on tour, guys. Bad Bunny is on tour. So excited. Am I gonna see him? Probably not, because I'm broke.
Okay. Well.
But am I gonna support him through every single video that I see of him? Yes.
And so is your mom.
And so is my mom.
And speaking of moms, don't forget to put your mama on.
Don't forget to put your mama on.
She loves us.
So, through all the laughter, tears, conversations, deep thoughts, deep conversations about college, hope you guys subscribe to @Deep College Thoughts on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram @Deep College Thoughts, TikTok @Deep College Thoughts. Our personals are up here behind me. And we'll catch you next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you haven't watched our past 4 episodes, go look at them. And we'll see you next Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.